The US bipartisan resolution recognized the Mc Mahon line as an international boundary line between India and China. This move of the US is seen as a doubling down on China amid the rising tensions between the two most powerful economies of the world. But what does this announcement mean for India? And what is the dispute over the Mc Mahon line? Let's address what really happened here. On 14th March 2023, US Senators Bill Hagerty and Democrat Jeff Merkley reiterated that US recognizes Arunachal Pradesh as an integral part of India. The resolution pushed back against the claims of China, which recognized Arunachal Pradesh as its own territory. Senator Hagerty said, at a time when China continues to pose a threat to the free and open Indo-Pacific region, it is critical that US stands shoulder to shoulder with our strategic partners in the region, especially India. The US applauded India for taking steps to defend itself against the aggression and security threats from China. This move further strengthens the ties between US and India. The bipartisan resolution by the senators asked China's military to change the status quo along the line of actual control. But what is a bipartisan resolution really? It is a political situation that usually applies in the context of two-party system, in which opposing parties find a common ground through a compromise. And about 30 years ago, Washington lawmakers ignored matters related to India's territorial integrity. This resolution also reflects the change in ties between India and the US. But what is the actual dispute over the Mc Mahon line? The Mc Mahon line got its significance on 3rd July 1914, when India and Tibet signed a convention. It runs from the eastern border of Bhutan along the crest of the Himalayas. It reaches the Great Bend till the Brahmaputra River, where it emerges from its Tibetan course into the Assam Valley. The dispute has been there since 1914, when the British officials met in Shimla to discuss the status of Tibet. Delegates of Chinese Republic attended the Shimla conference, but they refused to sign the principal agreement on the status boundaries of Tibet. After independence by the 1950s, India-China relations were cordial. Back then, the Indian government promoted the slogan Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai. But Nehru made it clear that negotiations won't be accepted if China brings up the border dispute, hoping that China would accept that it has happened in the history and nothing can be done about it. In 1954, India renamed the disputed area the Northeast Frontier Agency. The dispute over the LOC led to Sino-Indian hostilities of 1962. During this conflict, China occupied the Indian territory in the south of the Mc Mahon line, but withdrew after a ceasefire. NEFA was renamed to Arunachal Pradesh in 1972, while China continues to recognize the area as South Tibet to the present date. India sticks to the fact that the Mc Mahon line is the actual line of control, while China continues to reject it. The bipartisan resolution won't really declare that Arunachal Pradesh is a part of India or discontinue the disputes between India and China, but it does add a global recognition to the line of actual control.